residents. It's also a 1992 television case. The fact that Mr. Elias as a board member should not have swayed the board in favor or against the application. In fact, he doesn't have a right to present his application before the board. He's obviously going a little further to say that he shouldn't have to present his application directly, but the better practice is to actually go through an intermediary, in this case counsel, presenting the application on behalf of the client before the board. Board members, I know, will look at this objectively, but Mr. Kelso, if there's anything that I've missed, feel free to fill in.
No, I would agree with your analysis, and we certainly understand that. With that as the background, I would call for testimony of Mr. Scott Elias to be sworn, and I would indicate that both the applicants here, Scott and Ms. White, being sitting in the front row, and my expectations are only to be called on Scott for testimony to the
Second hearing, argument, statement by our last name, please. Scott Elias, you are on the sworn statement.
Scott, again, you've heard my introduction of the circumstances which brought us here this evening, and I hope I didn't mistake it. Just to give the board just a flavor of background as to, again, what brought us here this evening. You acquired the property, I believe, with your wife in 2006, is that correct? Yes. And at that time, it was your understanding that the property was a two-family dwelling, and that the second and third floor of one unit allowed the use of the bedroom occupancy on the third floor. And as a matter of fact, at the time that you acquired the property, and you did an inspection of the property, I think, and were those bedrooms actually occupied at that time on sleeping purposes?
Yes.
Okay. Now that was in 2006. Could you indicate when you first learned that the property, that those bedrooms were not properly validated for sleeping purposes?
So that was in this past summer, 2012. Regular housing, 3-year inspection. But it's everything checked out, but I was not zoned for sleeping purposes.
Now I'm going to show you what I've marked A1. Is that the notice that you received from the city of that time?
Yes.
I'm going to again mark this as A1, and I have one mark which I'll give to council, the rest are unmarked. That's the only mark you have. First on the back. Okay. Now, I have indicated in my opening that at the time that you acquired the property, it was your understanding that that second unit allowed for 4 bedrooms. Is that correct? And is it in the fact also that it's listed, multiple listing purposes, as the second apartment offered 4 bedrooms? Is that correct? And if it did, that would include those 2 bedrooms, correct? Because there are only 4 bedrooms in the building, in that unit with those 4 bedrooms. And I'm going to show you what I've marked as A2 and ask you if that's the listing and if it indicate on there that second apartment. Again, I've marked that multiple listing for the property that was done in 2006 with A2. Now, at the time that you actually closed the property, you were represented by counsel, correct?
Yes.
And I assume that the seller was also represented by an attorney. And as typically with all closings, you would expect that your attorney to handle all the details, validation, and all that. Is that correct? As part of the closing, were you given copies of certificates from the city of Brunswick that indicated, at least on their case, that the case had been inspected and that those premises were given a certificate of compliance? Yes. I just want to show you what I've marked as A3. It's a combination of 3 documents. The first is a Division of Inspection certificate showing certificate of compliance. Does it indicate the property address 138 Hamilton? And it's dated September 20th, 2006. And I believe that that's signed by Michael Borges.
Yes.
As far as we know that. And the second document attached to A3 is a similar certificate. It's also also says certificate of compliance, also dated September 20th, 2006. And that's signed by another individual, correct? I believe that's William Brunswick. And the third document that's attached to this is, for the record, it's Fire Inspection Division of Fire Safety dated October 2nd, 2006. That the property, I believe it's self-explanatory, but it says it's been inspected for fire safety and that it's certified to be replaced. Again, I marked this as A3, simply for purposes of identifying the circumstances under which he accepted the property as on its face having been certified as compliant. And again, our purpose of doing that, just so the board understands, is not in any way to try to delve into how that certificate may or may not have been issued, but rather to reflect Mr. Elias' state of mind that at the time of closing the council of these certificates, plus seeing that the property had been occupied at the time for certain purposes, that on its face it would seem to be valid. Now, in 2012, when we received what I've marked as Exhibit A1, that the property had not been validated for certain purposes, I assume that you were surprised, confused. How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit shocked. I mean, it wasn't, it never entered my mind that it was not ever.
And as a result of that, did you have the opportunity to reach out to the city and try to get some explanation for that?
Yes.
And I believe as a result of that, you were provided what I've now marked as A4, which shows that on the face that an application had been made to the city by a T-Hills, the seller of the property, I believe, previously, and that application had requested, I believe, and again, I'm trying to paraphrase this and show it up, but the documents themselves indicate a request by the seller to validate that space as either bedroom space or recreation space. Is that correct? And as part of this A4 document, is there not attached to it a certificate that was issued by the city of New Brunswick indicating that the space was used for recreation purposes only? Correct? And that was actually issued in 2006. That's what was in 2006. Now, again, we made this inquiry.
Not a yeah.
This was not provided to us by the seller or the seller's counsel. You never were aware of this previously. Never something that was provided to you. I'm marking this as A4. Again, we're not, our intent here is not to say, how could that happen? Because it could be a lawyer problem, it could be a seller problem, but this testimony is doing all that. And after making inquiry in 2012, we find that lo and behold, the city, in fact, indicated it was only limited to recreation purposes. Now, that's in 2012. You bought the property in 2006. 2006, when you bought it, you adopted policy for certain purposes, correct?
Right.
During your ownership, during that 6 years, was it continuously in use for bedroom purposes?
Yeah, we've always used it.
And there has been no action, as far as you know, to cite you for that at the time, during those 6 years, or even at the time the inspections were done, for purposes of issuing the certificate to your employees.
Right.
So no one had ever indicated that.
Right.
Now, as we go forward, you're now requesting that the board validate those two documents. And in order to do that, you're prepared to indicate to the board that there is a restriction that you're willing to place on it in terms of not only the first floor apartment, but the second and third floor apartment.
Good.
And in order to give the board the benefit of having a feel for what these units are like, I have an exhibit that we marked A5. I'm just going to ask you, did you prepare this exhibit yourself?
Yes.
And does this exhibit accurately reflect the layout of the both apartments as they exist today?
Yes.
And you also indicate on there the various square footages of various spaces that you're asking the board to validate, in a sense, let's go for that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to offer, as exhibit B5, as indicated, this is the current layout. As we're not only existing, but what we're proposing to do with the gallery. And just to kind of give you a flavor for what it is that you're asking them to allow you to use, let's look at the first floor apartment first. The first floor apartment, you've indicated that it is currently by city zoning allowed to have 4 people sleep in that unit, to live in that unit. And there are 2 bedrooms identified? Okay. If there were to be 4 people that occupy that unit, how would they live in the 2 bedrooms? And again, I'm going to kind of leave it a little bit at the first, bedroom number 1 is 250 square feet, and bedroom number 2 is 88 square feet. Would they be 2 and 2 in those bedrooms, or would it be different? Would it be 3 and 1? If you were going to have 4.
It would have to be 3 and 1, just based on the schedule.
And you're proposing to the board this evening, if they validate the second apartment, which is 7 and 3, you're prepared to limit the occupancy of this unit to 3 people,
Yeah, absolutely.
which I assume means 2 in bedroom, 1 in common bedroom.
Right.
You just like your, somebody with it. All right, now let's move to the unit in question. This is, again, the current layout that's there today. It's been this way for some period of time.
As long as I don't know, so much time for that.
Okay. So we actually now, what exists today is actually these 4 bedrooms, correct?
Right.
And you're indicating that this unit is better suited for 5 individuals, because if the 2 bedrooms are validated rather than 4 individuals, how, just so for sleeping purposes, how would 5 people occupy that unit?
So, similar to the first floor, it would be, 2 people in what's marked bedroom 1, 1 person in bedroom 2, and then 1 person in each of bedroom 3 and 4.
Okay. And so, because of that layout, you're prepared to limit the occupancy of that unit to 5 individuals. Now, during the course of our investigation of this, there was a question, I believe, that came up with regard to the minimum amount of common area that's necessary in order to utilize this unit for sleeping purposes for 5 individuals.
Yes.